on the tape, and then I want you to give me your name and whatever you want me to tell me about you, and I want to hear everything, your life, your career.
Am I going to monologue or you going to ask questions?
You just talk, and I'll be listening.
Please ask questions. Come on.
I'll catch you. It's going to be down in there somewhere. I'll ask some questions.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Okay. All right. Today is March 19th, and I'm Mattie Stevens. I'm here at Smith Robertson Museum, and I'm going to be interviewing Mrs. Willie R. Thames on Midwives, and I understand her grandmother was a midwife. How you doing, Miss Thames?
All right, how are you?
Okay, all right. Tell me who you are and whatever you want to tell me about yourself.
My name is Willie Ruth Thames. Now that I'm living at home, we use the Ruth again. It was Willie Thames, so I was living in this area. I am the mother of 4 children. I got a husband of 50 years in a few days. I am retired from VA Medical Center. My husband's a social worker. He's still semi-retired. And I was approached some months ago about doing this interview. And somehow I think I was sick at that time and I wasn't able to make it. And this time when I was asked, I didn't have a way out. It's been really fun and exciting to glean just a little bit of information. And as I told y'all before, when I talked to my family, it wasn't so much as giving me information, it was validating what I seem to remember myself. My grandmother was Clara. My parents were Will and Orby Steele in Kemper County in a community called New Hope. And everybody in Kemper County know where New Hope. Everybody know what New Hope is. How do I say this? I didn't understand it until I moved away. We lived kind of down in a valley, and everybody in the valley knew everybody. Most of us, all of us, are kin folks, and real close together. And that extended family folks talk about now, it was truly extended. You killed a hog, and everybody got hog meat, so to speak. But anyway, my grandmother married. From what my aunt did tell me this, one of my oldest aunts, that Mama Clara. Oh, I'm gonna tell you about Clara Steele. I can't tell you about Clara Steele without telling you about Will Steele, who's my grandfather. From my aunt Lizzie in Detroit, she said that Mama Clara came to Papa Will in 1941. They married. Of course, he already had all his children, and she had hers. She had 2, and he had about 8, I believe it was 6, 8. Anyway, Mama Clara at 1941, and she was already catching babies. And I was told another story through the health department that they thought she had to go through some little, some little
training
or some type training or something. But Aunt Lizzie couldn't. I was thinking that's when she started it, but that's not true. She already knew how to do it. And but the health department did have to come out, from my understanding. They come out about every 2 or 3 weeks, every month or whatever, and pick up the birth certificates of the babies she had did. And we figured out doing that as a reason why you had so many discrepancies and wrong things on birth certificates. My sister told me, she said, of course, our name was Steele. She said, my mother was a Stevens. And it was quite funny. And I said, well, my mother was a Nelson. Because they would be at the house, and when the baby came, the person that filled in those blanks was the person that could write and possibly spell a little bit. Whoever was around that could, whoever could write, like I say, and possibly spell a little bit. And they spelled it the way thought it was supposed to spell. A lot of times it's with a dialect, which caused it to be spelled the way they thought it should go. And then when the birth certificates came back, nobody changed it. Even with my age, my oldest son was supposed to be named Jeremy. I got the thing back, but with life being what it is and so busy, and you're so okay, you got a baby already, now you got another baby, and you, I don't know, somehow you know, just let it slide. It wasn't an important thing at that time. It was, I wanted to name Jeremy, but they sent it back to Gerald. So that is his name. But I would prefer it. The name I gave him wasn't the, and I know I wrote it right. And I was at Mattie Hersey Hospital. No what? Yeah, I was at Mattie Hersey Hospital. That's correct. All my babies was born at, first 3 born at Mattie Hersey, and the other 1 was at Philadelphia. Then, like I said, that's just about the birth certificates. Mama Clara and Papa Will they were like teamwork. Papa Will had a rub hand, and I heard it all my life, but it just jogged my memory in talking to my family members. He had a rub hand. He would rub folks for all kinds of pain. They made poultices, they made teas, and some of the, let me see, they used beef tallow as a base for a lot of things. They greased children, and with the black skin, it worked miracles. Because it was good and greasy. They made slippery elm tea, pine top tea. For the ladies, they made the let me see what it was, pine top tea and pine root tea. For the ladies, and I'm not sure exactly what those. I'm sure somebody may know what those teas did. Rabbit tobacco tea was for colds, and I don't know if I should tell this, but it was
Yeah.
Kai patty tea.
Cat patty.
Kai patty tea.
So what was that made out of?
You don't want to know. You and I would not drink it. Now, I'm going to tell you about my grandparents and my parents too. They ate that poke salad every year. That was a given thing. But now, you and I probably kill ourselves. Because it's a certain way you have to do it. I think you have to rinse it like 3 times or something. You must rinse it 3 times. Otherwise, you'll poison yourself. Mama Clara, she gave birth, she was the midwife for all of my family, and all the other was in the family. Everybody had 10 to 15 children.
What about your children?
Huh?
What about your children?